Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty concerning news going on up in here for the upcoming PlayStation 5 game. Now, as you guys know, there's sometimes good and sometimes bad when it comes to games right before they come out, when it comes to embargoes, when it comes to reviews, when it comes to other outside controversies and everything in between. And this one has had quite a few different red flags over here that some PlayStation 5 owners should maybe be aware of. Now, we're going to talk about this and talk about this upcoming game because it does kind of seem like there's enough to be a little bit skeptical. Now, as obviously be a little bit aloof on it before we do the intro, but I'm probably going to still check out this game. I still think there's some potential, but when it comes to anyone out here who's a part of my community, I want to have the chance to review this and discuss this beforehand so you guys can maybe be a little bit more careful when it comes to your pre-orders and general orders as well. So first and foremost, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new upcoming PlayStation 5 or 5-hour giveaway going on the channel. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below, Howl links down below, and of course Target Amazon links, and let's dive into the video. So if you guys can't go and read in between the lines, this is actually in regards now to Forspoken. If you guys don't know, Forspoken and Square Enix are basically going to be the next upcoming, well, big game for the PlayStation 5. Should be coming out, I believe on January 24th. So as of right now, we're only a few days away, about 4 days away, and so far there's been a lot of big controversy around the game. Now for me, I actually want to check out the game. I think there's a lot of potential. I think there's a lot of good, well, I think it might be fun. I like the animation style. They're like potentially a good game, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure exactly, like, we'll have to see. I have to see the actual game. I have to see gameplay. I have to see more than just the demo, because the demo was looking a little bit sketch at the end of the day. So let's go talk about some of these red flags, because obviously this is the next big upcoming PlayStation 5 game, and I want you guys to be all aware so you guys either don't end your money or you guys can be a little bit careful. So far, we're seeing a lot of big negativity when it comes to press. First and foremost, we can maybe go talk about this, where a lot of these really big game reviewers have so far not received any Forspoken review codes as of literally even today. Now, for me, I've actually applied for press code because I would actually love to showcase it, review it, and give my honest thoughts with it, either whether it's up on Twitch or YouTube. If you guys want a review or even more reviews on my channel, let me know. But when it comes to this one, this is usually kind of a concerning thing. Now, it could still be okay, and it could still be a good game, and I'm not like, this is not an end-all be-all. But when it comes to this, is typically you want to have games out for about a week or 2 weeks beforehand, so reviewers can actually have a chance to play the game and actually have time to sit down and make either a really proper YouTube video or a really proper, like, blog, TikTok, write-up, whatever it might be, because typically it's how consumers know if a game is good or not. If the game is mediocre, typically, like, sometimes it's not for this game, it's not confirmed, but a lot of the times if there's any delays or they have like day one embargoes or almost more so give out codes day one, there's always that off chance the game may not be that good. Now, I don't want to go and say this is going to happen to this game, but it is a big enough red flag that I think you guys ought to know. Is that if you have a game like this, you want to be able to go and showcase the game. If the game is good and the game's polished and people are going to be excited and not completely knocking on the game, they're probably going to want to showcase it up a little bit quicker than you'd expect. Now, for me, I'm in the same boat, because for me, I like to have a chance to see some games or see some animations, a boss fight, or something, music, whatever it might be, because just for me playing video games for all these years, I can kind of tell you if a game's going to be good or not. And this is why it's a little bit more concerning, because so far, this with this brand new title, there should already be press copies out in the wild. People should already have the game. Some folks should have already beaten the game so they could do a full-on game review, and the fact that this has not happened so far is a little bit concerning. So basically, this is going to be the next upcoming big PlayStation 5 console exclusive, and fans have come to expect a certain level of quality based on both PlayStation, but as well for Square Enix too. So some video game reviewers and journalists have now reported that they have not received any review codes. Now, I want to remind you guys, I have not gotten mine yet, although typically for Twitch, it's usually within, I think, about like 1 or 2 days, because typically, like for YouTube or journalist, you have to make the YouTube video, edit the YouTube video, upload the YouTube video, or write the article, etc. So on Twitch, it's just instantaneously live. So typically Twitch streamers get embargoed a little bit closer. So if I do get a price key, which I would love to go get it, then obviously mine would be a little bit later on. But I myself have still not received any code for it. So you see over here from Andy Robinson. It looks like video game, VGC, I think it's like Video Game Chronicles, sadly won't be publishing a Forspoken review on Monday since Square Enix has decided not to supply us with the code. This is an extremely rare occurrence for us, so I'll read into it. how you would like, which is kind of like I mentioned, if you don't have the early review, that typically means they just want people to buy the game day one and kind of figure out any reviews or issues, or maybe the game is like really short, or maybe the end game is really broken and unfinished, and then basically want to have a chance so it's harder for people to get refunds, or they just buy it. Because I mean, there's been a lot of movies or TV shows or games where I'll see the first initial, like maybe first episode or impression or trailer, and they show a bit too much, and I'm like, yeah, it's just not for me. So sometimes games want to try to avoid that the best they can, which is a massive, major red flag. So also, we've also seen people like such as Jez saying Windows Central is also not in the Forspoken review party. And as myself, I have not gotten my press copy yet. But once again, I think if they do, it'd probably be a few more days now. So just being honest. Also seeing the skill up too as well, saying have not heard or about 7 major news outlets or reviewers who do not get a review code for this. As always, no outlet is entitled to a code, but this limited code is a huge red flag. So I haven't heard anything from the outlets having access to PC code yet, but can't confirm this. I just want to go give in my own chime in too as well, because it kind of seems like everyone's going to chime in too. In terms of most Twitch streamers, I've reached out to some of my partnered friends, all above like 100,000 followers or so like somewhat prominent in the Twitch community. None of them have also received game codes, although they have applied. Now, this could just be more so on the key processing of how they decided to do it, but it is enough of a red flag to be careful. Like, make sure maybe is wait like 1 or 2 days for a proper review. So when it comes to Monday too as well, it is also start of the work week. We'll probably see a little bit less codes too, because as it kind of go into the weekend with Saturday and Sunday, as we see this stuff. So as I did earlier, a Forspoken review embargo lifts just a day before release. Typically, a review this late is bad for users because they don't have enough time to cancel pre-orders if the game is not good and all of that. So just be a little bit more careful when it comes to this. But we've also been seeing this kind of highlighting even more too as well. So they did have an update too we did see this. I think I highlighted this in a video like 2 days ago, that a few folks have gone out. They have done that. I think we even highlighted a tweet of someone saying the game does get better. So a little bit of all the negative news, put a little bit of positive news on that one, but it still kind of seems like a lot of folks are still having this issue. Like all that stuff that we just showed you guys is not like, gone with that. So I'm showing you guys this, but giving you guys a little bit of context that a few folks have gotten it and they have said it has gotten better. In case you guys are curious in the game too. But some of the other big red flags, and I've kind of brought this up on my channel, is that the demo is apparently not really the best. And funny enough, it was so negative that I even didn't have a chance to go and download it. I want to play the full game when it comes out, but I've not even had a chance to creep on the demo itself. And a lot of folks do like the idea that there was a demo. In response to negative feedback, though, they issued even a patch last night, these past few days, to fix some issues. And you can kind of see like the idea of trying to fix stuff, but it's more concerning as well. And I've never really seen someone have to do a patch for a demo. Typically for like an alpha or a demo or something like this that goes out, or like a beta test or server test, typically whatever issue is there for this is groundbreaking, like really bad, they don't usually change anything or adjust anything. It's just more of you enjoy this for the week before the game comes out, and then if there's issues or there's bugs, we'll write them down, or it's an older patch, we already fixed it, and then kind of go from there. And that's another big red flag where like even a demo is so poorly construed that some folks are like, well, maybe I don't want to even play this game. So we have to fix this. We have to make sure our demo is working. Like at this point, I want you guys to make sure the main game is working, so when people have a chance to check it out, in the near future we can see. Now, as well, there's also been this big red flag of the game being massive in terms of file size, which a lot of folks are leaning towards it being potentially unoptimized. We're seeing other stuff too as well, where the PC specs are apparently insane, where they're trying their best to say the recommended specs are 24 gigabytes of RAM and a 3070 just for 30 FPS gameplay, which is apparently not really good at all in terms of optimization. Ultra specs demand a 4080, which just came out. We're still even seeing supply issues with it, at least a little bit. 32 gigabytes of RAM, and I've never really seen a game this in depth so far, especially as a console exclusive as well for the PlayStation 5. So they somehow mentioned they need, if you want to even get 60 FPS, you have to have 150 gigs of SSD space. What is going on? And of course, some people are still concerned on the voiceovers and everything else too as well. So when it comes to this stuff too, we've also been seeing a little bit of outside controversy when it comes to the game. Once again, I'm okay checking out the game. I just want to see, and I'll let you guys know on like Twitter or YouTube or Twitch if the game is good or not. But there's also outside drama too, where they're trying to go and basically pay content creators and influencers, like people of color too as well, of a really lower price range than they're expecting in terms of negotiations. And with all this other stuff too, I think there's just a lot of really big red flags. Now, I think the biggest one still is on the early launch embargo is not there, on the fact that a lot of these big reviewers have not really had a chance to get it. Some folks have, as I mentioned, but a lot of folks, a lot of big people, and even people on Twitch have not had a chance to get it yet so far. So we'll see. We still have a whole weekend, and we still have the whole, I believe, Monday, because I think it comes out on Tuesday. I could be wrong, but I believe on Monday we'll maybe see a lot more price stuff too coming out. So some folks might have a chance to get early reviews out then, especially if they work hard or maybe got espresso code throughout the weekend. But just want to let you guys know, be careful if you guys pre-ordered or if you guys want to check out the game, maybe wait for reviews. I'll try my best to give you guys some details if you guys want. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys want to follow. We have the Howl links, we have the Target links, we have the Amazon links all down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place.